Well, guys, this is an honor. I never knew my father as an athlete. I knew him as my father, and every award he's ever won as an athlete, he has doubled as a father, for sure. And I wish he were here today to accept this. I'm going to keep my words few because I'll stumble on them if I say too many. But I do want to say it's a great honor, and I'm going to let my uncle and his brother speak of some of his accolades from the past.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the Louisville Catholic Sports Network and the Catholic Sports Athletic Association, and congratulations to the other deserving honorees being inducted into the inaugural Louisville Catholic Sports Hall of Fame. And I emphasize Catholic because during the 50s and 60s, the Catholic parishes were the focal point of the Catholic families. And the greatest of these parishes was St. Raphael's. At least in my eyes. I was a fourth grader who had as one of my sports idols my oldest brother. He was a gifted athlete and an honor student, and he lived in my house. If Mike were here tonight, I'm sure he would recognize those responsible or who had a part in his successes. First and foremost, there's Mom and Dad, Betty and Clarence. Great parents that raised five baby boomers and taught us all the great work and also play ethic. I must also mention my grandparents, Ella, if anybody knew her, Gus and Till. At St. Raphael, rock solid Joe Staten coached Mike, 7th and 8th grade team, and as said in the tape, they won the Toy Bowl, beat St. Columba twice. Mike, in basketball, the coach was Tad Dehart, very disciplinarian coach. They won it in the 7th grade. They beat St. George. In the 8th grade, they lost to a scrappy St. James team. I would say that Mike's main teammate at St. Raphael and St. X was a very talented and world-class guy, Bill Cassidy. He went to Dayton, started there at Dayton. And I'm going to throw this out. If you hear your name and you're here, stand up and we'll recognize you. Because I'm going to mention the other St. Raphael great teammates. They were Randy Holtz, Spencer and Roger Potlitzer, Buddy Linehan, Keith Hagan, Ray DeCamillis, Russ Riedling, Steve Gossman, Kenny Young, Jim Haslip, Valhalla's Walter Game, Kansas City Chiefs standout Maurice Moorman. We also must thank Maurice for bringing Coors Lights to Louisville. At St. X, as they said, Mike chose basketball over football and played golf and baseball in the spring. Coach Gene Rhodes had just won the 1958 state championship, but Coach Rhodes left St. X after Mike's junior year. Brother Edward Daniel hired Joe Rabel, a 24-year-old St. X and Bellarmine grad, to coach at the new St. X campus on Poplar Level Road. That championship season, as the tape said, included wins over Central, Seneca, and Ashland. And the Ashland game was played in the jam-packed, smoke-filled Freedom Hall. If y'all remember the days they were smoking then. That talented, loaded team had Mike in the middle, Bill Cassidy and Bob Schmidt of Holy Family playing forwards, Vince Stamp of St. James, and Jimmy Cupper of St. Helens at guards. Page 2. Others on the team were the sixth man, Bob Bone from St. James, the Monarchs' lead singer, Butch Kaufman, the golf ball wizard, Bill Musselman, and I think some of the Musselmans are here tonight, Kenny Anderson, football player Billy Smith, who starred in the St. X Valley game later that year when St. X won the state, Billy Noe, Jim Doerr, Wayne Gates, and John Taylor, who's the father of Kent. I don't know if Kent's still here, but he was our MC earlier tonight. Next came the recruiting season. It was exciting to have Vic Bubas of Duke, Fred Taylor of Ohio State, John Jordan of Notre Dame, Peck Hickman, and the great Alex Girls of Bellarmine visit our home. The highlight, though, was when Adolph Rupp and Harry Lancaster showed up, bigger than life itself, sitting in our living room. Mike finally decided to accept an appointment sponsored by Congressman Frank Burke, to the United States Military Academy. Dad was a major influence in Mike's decision to attend West Point. Dad was a part of the greatest generation, a God, family, and country type of guy. He earned a Purple Heart and a silver medal in World War II. He felt West Point offered the best education and opportunity for Mike after graduation. At West Point, Tate Law coached Mike's first 3 years, and a 24-year-old Bobby Knight coached his senior year. I could go on and on about Bobby Knight, but I don't think we have time. The Oklahoma State legend Henry Iba coached the '68 gold medal Olympic team that Mike captained, and Mike's basketball career ended after one season with the Buffalo Braves. And I was reading through the 1962 yearbook, and if Mike were here, he would not tell you this, but I will. He was president of his senior class and an honor roll student. He was voted by the entire senior class as one of the 5 most outstanding X-Men of 1962. And since Mike was president of the senior class, his prom date, Sally Maloney, was queen of the prom. And keeping in the Catholic tradition, Sally was the niece of Bishop Charles Maloney. And not many seniors can say they took the bishop's niece to the prom. Here tonight are Sister Janet and her husband Eddie and nieces and nephews. Our sister Susan and brother Greg, who live in Charlotte, were unable to attend. Also here is my dad's brother, Jerry, who played basketball in the 50s for Flagey and Bellarmine. But Mike's crowning achievements are his 2 children, Scott, who lives in Pineville, Kentucky, and his fiancée, Alice, is here as well, and Sissy, who lives in Brooklyn, New York. Well, these memories are what we have when a loved one passes away. I want to thank you for letting me share some of these with you. God bless you all.